Kyron will just give him a confused look and then say, no.
It's good.
I don't see what you're playing at.
Well, you see, there's this event going on. The weekends when we, the guys and I, have a bit of time off. And perhaps I think it'll be just the thing for you.
I see.
There's, at the end of this row, a small place called the Golden Palace. If you go in there and talk to the keep, ask him for the arena, and he'll show you down. In the weekends, they have a fighting pit.
I see.
You can stand up there and put in the ring. There's no way out. Doors close, you fight. You leave dead or alive. Winner gets a lot of gold. There's a dice. They have this event coming up. A new guy comes there, bought a lot of creatures from travelers for the years, hired them. Expensive deal. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be man versus monster. Right out of the Cabriah they are.
Cabriah, you say? Well, that might be something I might visit. You did touch me quite correctly. I'm certainly a dangerous person.
You fight one. If you win, you can fight the next one. The next one, however, is blind. You don't get to know what it is, and there's no retreating. You get money, though. Good money.
How much is good money?
Money to use this. He says, waving the ticket. Hundreds of gold per kill. It's nothing for one such as me. No, I could barely scratch the things, but someone like you, someone interested in this, with the paper, I think you could do it. You seem like my man. I'd bet on you. Can you? Could you take down a bear?
A bear, of course. I've taken down much bigger things in my time, believe me.
Tell you what, if you can show me how capable you are here, I could give you a recommendation, perhaps put you first in line.
Kyron will raise an eyebrow at this suggestion and say, I'd rather not. I know that I am capable. You can just believe me on that. For now, I just want to have a nice meal, have some drink, and then have this day over with.
He raises his hands up. All right. You're afraid to show the boys. I'm not arguing with you. He flexes his muscles a little, and then takes out the ticket. You get the money.
Kyron will show him the 50 gold pieces.
He reaches out with the ticket and reaches out his hand to get him.
Kyron will take the ticket first and then give him the money.
Right, he'll take the money. Nods. Yeah, all right. And then round for the boys. Sort of meet your eyes, and then he'll turn and says, I'll see you around. He leaves. Yes. My name is Mucky.
I see.
One of the others says they call him the Gar. And he sort of just leaves the money. Clearly in a hurry, not wanting to stay around with that sort of cash.
Well, Kyron will just sit down again and keep eating and drinking. Not really paying anyone else much attention, just thinking about how much he would have wanted to show that guy that he is indeed quite capable, but, there's a certain wizard who said that he shouldn't stir up trouble, so he didn't.
Sure. All right, what's the next one? If you get equals, just tell me one of them.
It's equals on 18 for me and Jake.
All right. Yeah. Well, which one wants the first one?
Who rolled first?
I'm eating a Jolly Rancher, so Azurius can go first.
I rolled first anyway.
Azurius will come, and he will see what seems to be a gypsy-like woman sitting with a crystal ball at the street. She looks at him and says, Your fortune for a gold piece, my dear sir.
Oh, lovely. This is great.
Azurius is feeling in a good mood today. He wanders over, curious. Kind of.
Do you believe in the cards, the stars, or the smoke of the crystal ball, my son?
Sure. Flicks her a gold coin.
Oh, pick one then. I can do all three. But taking more than one fortune is bad luck.
I'll take the cards.
Good. She sort of mixes up her deck. Pick three and do not look at them. Do not look. He's just raising a finger up.
And then Azuri just picks a random three and drags them slightly closer.
She takes and turns them and looks at him. Sort of looks, closes her eyes and feels them with her hands. And she begins sort of shaking slightly. Either she's very good at this trick, or yeah. She then looks at him and says, "There is a lot of darkness in Gaston Hall. The city, not just you. You come carrying danger and darkness. This city is on the death. This city is on the door of death. He will come. The horse will ride through the streets. They will all die." He's just looking at him, serious. "They will all fall. Flee while you can. For the men at the statues of the victor are right." She sort of chokes a little, spitting out a bit of what seems to be sort of white goop. As she looks, "No. Excuse me, sir." As she takes something from a jar and smears it around her teeth, inhaling quickly. "Sometimes this has an effect. Your fortune. Yes, it seems that you will..." She looks... "I think I just did you, didn't I?"
What did you say?
Fortunes are bad luck. He raises a finger. "Never ask for two fortunes." "It seems that I would advise you to get out of this city quickly, dear sir. It seems that soon some catastrophe will fall upon this place. An atrocity or a crime horrendous."
How horrible.
"Very much so." She looks a little sort of sad. She turns one. "Death, the horse, and the tower. Signifying importance in unyielding suffering. Nothing will be done." She says, "If I were you, I would find a way out. A way to leave. It is not safe in here. Your fortune is unclear. But around you follows destruction."
How horrible.
"Some are cursed, and some throw curses." You're looking at her serious. She seems slightly frightened. "Bless you, good sir." Just taking the money and putting them in a little pouch.
Azurius with a very evil grin walks away. Well, evil grin a moment he finishes turning round.
Sure. Marcus then, as he walks up the street, we'll see a young man walking quickly and very resolutely. He must be about 14. Walking towards him. So I'll have he has a few tears in his eyes. And he sort of looks at Marcus and sort of looks at him, walks up to him and says, "Are you with the militia?"
No, but I
I
am
wish
a
to join
fighting man.
you. I wish to stand up. I can no longer stand by while telling God is being invaded by enemies. I will fight. Says, sort of bending his hand. He seems to have what seems to be an old short sword in his other hand. I'll fight. They won't get past me. I won't let them.
Well, young child, two things. One, I'm not with the militia, but I am a fighting man, and I can tell you. Wait, you said the short sword looked kind of like beat up and like bad?
Yeah.
And I can tell you something. That weapon will do you no good. Here, take this, and he'll hand him his Morning Star and be like, if you ever need to fight somebody to protect what's yours, use that. It will serve you much better than that beat up old thing.
Boy looks very, very surprised as he takes the Morning Star, looking at Marcus. You, I don't have any money.
Don't worry about it. It's useless to me anyway. And he'll kind of slide his sword a little bit out of the scabbard and be like, making it seem that he's got something much better that he can use.
Maybe
he's
the
not
sword,
being-
maybe the sword glows a little when you slide out of the
Yeah.
scabbard.
Yeah.
See the runes flash.
He just sort of looks impressed. Says, "Thank you.
Train with it every day. Protect what is yours.
I will. I promise I will." Says,
Now.
looking encouraged.
Now, I said I had no use for money, but if there is anything you can give me as information, tell me about this area of town. What do you know?
What do you want to know? There's a rake down by the docks does smuggling. He gets rum from outside and brings it in Talingard, even though it's illegal. There's an arena down the long lane where Crab Trap Row meets the long lane, and there they do illegal fights. He says, seems to stagger. I hear there are monsters in the old cemetery.
Oh.
There's he says, you know about the market, right?
No, I am new in town.
Well, with the festival coming soon, there's also a grand market. It'll be much easier to buy anything or trade. Many merchants are coming here. They looking for a new bard since the old ones disappeared. That's unfortunate, but I never got to see any place anyway. So if you know any of that, that's something. So seems anxious to help. Is there anything else you want to know?
No, that should suffice for now. And before you go, as he starts to turn around, rub that in the dirt. Don't tell anyone you got it from me. Tell them you found it in the dust. And he walks away.
Yes, I will. Thank you. She nods, standing up.
An act of kindness. Why I
Well,
never.
not so much kindness, just sympathy. In a personal way, not a nice guy kind of way.
Was that anyone else? Anyone else?
I think that was it.
All right.
No, that was it.
Well, Cash, walking on her way back, I assume, she will find, as she walks through an alley, suddenly there's a big, brawny, hairy man standing in front of her. Looks like a blacksmith, perhaps. Hello, my lady. Where might you be going?
Cash looks at him smiling, just wandering around, taking in the city, where you might be going.
Yes, well, I think I'm going to stay right here. Why don't you come enjoy this time with me? We don't get many of your type around here.
She looks at him and I can see why. So she looks at him, no, you're not my type.
Maybe my friend is. I see a couple of guys. Same sort of people. Missing some teeth, generally bad stuck. Walks down from behind Cash.
Cash
I think we're all going to enjoy a good time.
Cash looks at them.
Grins. Don't worry. We'll pay. A couple per man.
Cash looks at them. Oh, this is disgusting. and she sprouts white angel wings, and she uses her fairy light to light her up in gold.
They run.
Just
They
no-
run very quickly, and she, yeah. I mean, they don't seem to turn around anytime soon.
Cash
He
looks
throws the sort of iron bar he had in his hand and just runs. No words, just yeah. They seem to be used to running, and this certainly is the time where they're doing it.
Cash looks disappointed and thought, I hope they would worship me at least. And she hides her wings and removes the light.
You don't want to be glowing bright white?
No. She kind of wished they had worshipped her. And tell them her sins or something like that.
We murdered 7 men yesterday.
Good.
You all begin to get back to the sort of the crossway.
Indeed.
Where did you find the horse?
It's Blue Horse.
Nation.
Blue horse.
You see,
Azura seems in a very good mood.
you see Zacharias, leaned against a lamppost or something, looking very intently at a ring in his hands, sort of studying it quite intensely.
Got yourself a souvenir.
He shoots Asurius a glance. Tell me, Asurius, do you recognize it? He holds it up to Asurius.
Does Azura recognize it?
It has an inscription IOG on it.
Ah. Azura's kind of smiles to that. I believe so.
Yes, we found it in the old trophy room of the Horn, as you recall. He looks at it again. It looks old. Craftsmanship is good, however. Sure turns it round. Yes, I have been asking around, and apparently the Princess Iris of Gastenhall disappeared 100 years ago. The Duke is bound by law to do a favor to anyone who can bring proof of her fate. He holds up the ring. If you look inside, you see the inscription is Iris.
When Cash joins her, she has that iron bar over her, in her hand, on her shoulder.
It's sort of a mangled crowbar.
She walks over to the guys and throws it around. I got a souvenir.
Good job.
Zacharias looks at the crowbar. Oh, did you kill anyone to get that, or did you just pick it up?
They were gonna kill me, and then they ran.
Zacharias nods. That seems to be the proper response, yes.
I didn't make any exactly
But Zacharias,
bad things, or no.
do you believe the princess was a worshipper?
It was in the trophy room. It is possible that she fell afoul of the cult somehow. He looks at the ring. The ring should, if it is hers, be decent proof of her demise. He seems to consider, I don't know anything about how stringent this king is. Maybe we can do another ask around, see how stringent he usually. I mean, has people turned up
Not
with
not King Duke.
Yeah, the Duke. Well, the Duke, because if he is if he remembers her, or there's like they know of the ring, then that would be enough. But
No.
maybe.
You know that the Duke currently is fairly young.
Mhm.
I mean, certainly is nowhere near 100 years old, and his father is dead.
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
they know.
So no one would. So I don't know. Would the ring be enough? I am not sure. He looks around. Perhaps we could fashion something else to enforce the story. He shrugs. I am unsure.
Well,
But it is her ring. Of that I am fairly certain.
Cash looks at the others. Do you think that what the people talk of as the king is the Duke they mean?
Well, there is King Marcadian. Is that his name? The current king.
Yes,
of Kalimdor?
King Macadian Darius, I believe, called the Brave.
Oh, yes. Well, we have King Marcadius the Brave, of course.
I'm not really into this human thing, but okay. The people have talked about that the king has forsaken them because they have not seen any gods.
Well, I imagine the king's armies are still engaged with the bugbears.
Good for
It
us.
looks at the others. Have any of you heard anything of the boar effort?
No, those I did have a fun lady do tell my fortune. Apparently, a lot of disaster, death, and some horsemen of death to come.
That
Or to
sounds
this town
familiar.
very soon.
Well, an honest fortune teller. What do you know? Zachariah smiles.
A boy, perhaps. Oh, wait, sorry, you were continuing.
I know it's so interesting when someone actually is right. She'll regret it.
Marcus goes, a boy, perhaps 14, came up and asked me to join the militia today. He thought I was a militiaman. I gave him some advice and sent him on his way, and in return he gave me some information. Nothing about the war effort, but apparently there's an arena on the corner of Crabtrap and Longshot. And in the upcoming festival market, there's going to be much more ease of purchasing items. There was other stuff too, I don't remember
Cemetery.
exactly. Yeah, oh yeah. And apparently, according to him, there's monsters in the cemetery. Perhaps we should check that out.
Zachariah seems to consider it might be as the tales of a frightened child. Cemetery seems to attract that sort of superstitious nonsense. He shrugs. But it could be worth checking into, I suppose. If there's actually anything living in said cemetery, maybe contact would be beneficial.
In our line of work, perhaps that which is not living is more of interest in a cemetery.
Quite.
Chiron will also eventually approach, probably the last one to arrive, since he's always kind of, and say, well, I didn't really hear anything that would concern us, but I did get something potentially useful. It might sound a bit fishy because it's a 50% discount coupon for a magic shop, but it does seem genuine, and he will hand it to Zacharias to examine.
Zachariah snatches up the parchment and will use his copious knowledge of arcane and spellcraft to look into it.
No excuse. We'll do the same.
It appears to be a piece of paper that has 50% off to let's find the name of the shop.
You said it was like Murder's
Murder's
Menagerie?
Magnificent Magical Menagerie.
Yeah.
And under that it says "Wonders Beyond Count!" An exclamation mark. It seems to be marked with an arcane mark.
So
Chiron
you
shrugs. It seemed useful at the time. We'll see, I guess. It was cheap.
an arcane mark, if it is the shopkeeper's, is 100% unique. No one could forge it.
Well, let's see, arcane mark.
It creates a personal rune on an object that's either invisible or visible.
Hmm.
The rune will appear if you detect magic.
It is sort of a magic signing, if you want.
Zachariah shrugs. If it is genuine, that might be something to look into, yes. It is certainly very generous. Perhaps too generous, looking at it. But he hands it back to Karen.
Oh, Chiron will put it in his pocket. And I've also found out about some potential fun distractions for me to do later, as he grins. But nothing that concerns us, or our mission, I guess.
Marcus will suggest that perhaps the 50% coupon is genuine because he's not expecting anyone to have the money to take advantage of it on the more expensive products.
Perhaps. We'll take a look.
Marcus will also say, and I forgot to mention, it appears that there's a rake down in the docks who's illegally smuggling rum into the city, although it's illegal. Don't know how interesting that is, but the boy gave me that information, so it's worthy enough to share.
Zacharias, listening to this, putting two and two together, looking at Chiron. He mentioned the fighting ring. Is that what you mentioned? What you thought of, Chiron?
Perhaps.
Zacharias nods. Well, that could certainly be interesting. I assume.
It's not a source of revenue.
I would assume you would win such a cage match.
Well, I certainly wouldn't lose, so yes.
Good. That might be something to spend some time on then. Perhaps some help from the audience might be in order.
I don't need to cheat to win, Zacharias.
Of
As he
course
glares at
not.
Zacharias.
Of course not. You would not be cheating at all.
Kyron slowly starts nodding. I see. I guess ensuring my win is not the same as cheating, I guess.
Of course not, Karen. The fight is merely a formality at this point, is it not?
Oh, yes.
I mean, we already know you're going to win. We might as well just make it so you can do multiple fights as quick as you can.
And we will...
Saving time, yes, I like it.
Exactly. Zacharias nods at this. Very well. It doesn't seem, however, that there is a state of panic or anything in the city. None of us have picked up anything that would signify that some sort of state of alert or anything is going on. That is good. I mean, that we can probably approach the library without much trouble.
Well, other than a crazy fortune teller. She was rather panicked, but it may have been because she saw what was about to happen.
Yes, perhaps she did indeed. Zacharias looks around. Well, shall we go to the library then, perhaps?
Sure.
I think we should.
No, to the library!
To the library!
You can, if you wish at some point, gather more rumors and such. They are there for you to gather in a different district, perhaps. At different cities.
Sure. Can send Trick to do it.
As
He's not here.
I'll fetch him.
as you
That's
walk, because it's a big city. Let's just get the things done with. You walk here. What route do you take?
I think we went like this way.
Yeah.
This way?
Crab trap row
Crab
up,
trap onto Weatherby.
and then down
All
faithful.
right. Because you might just pass some interesting things and such.
Mhm.
So, why not?
For example,
And 9 here is the Barrington Round Theatre.
Oh,
It's very large and has a very large sign. It is round and sort of tall, with lots of room for people inside. And you also pass the area called Weatherby, or Weatherby.
mhm.
Zacharias will know, of course, this was once, as many of the other areas here, once a small farming community. And actually this place is known for having a hardcore elite of farmers who refuse to give up the old way, farming in between houses and such, trying to keep livestock in the middle of the city. It is mostly allowed, since it's some sort of charming to outsiders. And many have actually set up like shops, like the country saloon and such in there, as they're sort of using. Yes, we grew the apples here in Weatherby. Many new buildings have been put though on top of old farming areas, such as the many theaters and such. And so many fear that the days of this pure community is it's soon to be over. They don't think that they can really continue to weather by.
Do you think they'll accept my performance?
Zacharias smiles. I do believe that we caught the Bard of Barrington's last performance indeed. It's quite
I shall
the
tell them how
spectacle.
fabulous. I'll tell them how fabulous it was.
It was quite the spectacle, as I recall.
Temporary.
I was not impressed.
Well,
It
the
didn't make a lot of
outcome.
pain.
No, it was a painful performance, one might say.
He knows that two below. He actually knows the little. There's a saying for how the place got its name, that a priest once said that for every one from two below that goes to heaven, two go below. And since the Duke at the time said, we'll call it two below, and he couldn't spell, so it ended up this way.
Oh.
Now, however, it has been cleaned out a long time ago. Many things moved to the Red Quarter, and it is now just sort of a moderate living quarters. It's a good place. It's quite decent.